take.
So guys, this January something special happened. The special one got sacked again. Is it becoming a tradition?
Actually, I was very disappointed because I myself am a very big fan of the special one because he, over the years, he has done a lot of things in football in which he will be remembered for life. But I want us to know something. For these people, it's business as usual. They invest a lot on a daily basis. On this team, on this manager, they invest a lot when dealing with them. But, you know, they are below the table. They are furious about it. But, you know, I actually sat down and I was looking at, they were supposed to give him a little time. But at the end of the day, I don't blame them for it. But I was actually disappointed at the end of the day in which I see that, you know, you actually sacked the special one, bringing in the Rossi, or what's the name of this guy that doesn't have any deep knowledge about managerial
or no experience.
So it's very absurd. If you are to sack the special one and you are bringing in a bigger manager or someone similar, it would have been a very different case. So actually, I believe with what Roma actually did, they are going to regret it.
Let me chip into that. Bringing in the special one, we should also remember that Roma is not a big club. Okay. You get me? Like they are a Brighton level kind of club.
Do we put them in the context of not being a big club? If you look at their history, I think they are one of the big guns in Italy.
Yeah,
I think they are one of the big clubs.
If you have to count the big clubs in Italy, both Milan teams would come first.
Of course.
Juventus would come first. Inter and the rest. I don't know if you get. You can't put them in. Yeah, Napoli also is also there. Yes. You can't put them in that higher echelon where they belong.
They've regressed.
They've regressed over the years. Thank you. Over the years, they've regressed. So Mourinho coming in, make them relevant again. Made them relevant, made them look special. You went to the Conference League final, you won, and then you went back again. You went back to the Europa League final, although you lost, which was controversial and all of that. But I feel like Jose Mourinho brought that relevance to them back again. So you replacing Jose Mourinho with an IP.
So H2O, let me throw this question to you real quick. Jose Mourinho, there's been this debate about him that he's not evolving with the modern day game. Do you think he's stubborn-headed or he has this tactical ego in him, or let me say managerial ego, because we all know Jose Mourinho?
I think the issue with Mourinho to me has to do with the current set of modern players that we have. Because if we look back, Mourinho is a very, very tactical manager. You can't tell me Mourinho does not have that tactics. Yes, he might not be playing that exciting football, but a Jose Mourinho team knows how to make use of possession, knows how to play out of possession, knows when to counter. Even though it's not the normal tiki-taka style of football, there's a reason why there are different styles of football.
Yeah,
of course. But Mourinho has his own style. But when we look at the current generation of players, they are not willing to put in the work. They are not willing to put in that shift. So the current caliber of players, when you look at the Inter squad, the Porto squad, if Mourinho has a very let's say a Liverpool type of squad now, you will see a particular difference. And don't forget, Roma is not really investing in players. The players we have Dybala. They got him from Juventus for free. Lukaku is just
a Chelsea outcast.
Then Tammy Abraham, you can see the likes of players. It's not like as if he has that compared to AC Milan, Napoli, Juventus. You can see Juventus, despite their bad spell, they are not trying to get back in shape. So you can see the caliber of players Mourinho likes. He likes kind of whereby they are leaders in the group. They are people that can step up, not players that are always willing to hide in shadows. Do you understand? So I feel like the caliber of players hasn't helped Jose Mourinho, and I feel like it doesn't have to be that he has to change the style of play. There's a reason why he's called the special one. There's a reason why the super Guardiola team of Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi then
were unable to beat his Inter Milan
team. Yeah. There's a reason why it's like that. But I feel like the current generation of players is actually affecting his activity on the pitch.
Abezi, what do you think should be the next thing for Jose Mourinho? Do you think he should just call it a career and go into retirement, or you think he should accept a bigger challenge, a bigger European team You think he should move to any European team?
Well, I think that depends on Jose himself. If he's still deriving this sort of passion in the game of football, he has no reason to call it quits. So, or any team of his choice can as well go to Saudi, MLS, or stay in Europe, top 5 league, and at least manage a big team. But he is a special one for a reason.
Definitely, it will remain that.
There was actually a call from Saudi, and he actually rejected it.
Yeah, if I was him, if I was the special one, I would have gone to somewhere where the spotlight is not that much at the moment. Because let's be realistic, how many top club really needs a coach right now? And how many top club are willing to serve their coach for you? I don't know if you get Manchester United are sort of embarking on a project from next summer. We've seen the new moves around, so we should know what it's looking like. And Jose Mourinho is not one to build with. After every 3 years, he go back home.
Yes. That was why I was saying, is it becoming a tradition?
After every 3 years, he go back home.
And that is not doing justice to his CV.
Yes.
So you look yourself and ask yourself, okay, which top team right now would want to sack their manager for a Jose Mourinho? Almost every top team right now on this thing called a project. I don't know if you get, and he's not a project manager. It's just that come and do wonders. Unless Chelsea are willing to bring him in.
We also have to consider the fact that Jose Mourinho has always been a type of manager that comes into a club. He does not necessarily need a big team to prove the kind of person he is. I know this is tarnishing his legacy, but let's not forget, if we are counting the top 3, top 4, top 5 managers in history, we will be calling Jose
Mourinho. I just say he should leave the spotlight. Yeah, that's just my
And
point.
we have to applaud him because he's the only manager that has won the UEFA Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League.
Yes.
He even has a tattoo on his hand. So, talking about that special one, guys, I want you to tell me which special game, there are this game that we have these high expectations for, but at the end of the day, your heart got broken. Which particular game really broke your heart? The biggest heartbreaking moments that you have suffered in football?
A lot.
Tell us the biggest.
I'll say the biggest one I actually had a very heartbroken experience with was the one recently, which is the Barca Madrid, in which we actually lost to Madrid. Was that 4-1? If I'm right, sometimes I'm not disappointed because I know right now Madrid are a more bigger team. When on paper they are a more bigger team than Barcelona. But sometimes, even if you are playing against an MPFL team, if Real Madrid are playing against an MPFL team, once we are in the final, I believe we should put our all in all in the game. I believe if I can actually set up a first 11 team and we are playing against Real Madrid, I'm an amateur for you. I believe that final, now everything we go use for that final, we be say we no go allow una score. So it's very, very disappointing when you can see a team like Barcelona. Even if Osasuna was to be the one to be in that position, it's so that they won't mess up like that. So for you to see a team like Barcelona losing to a very arch rival,
this is really heartbreaking. This is really heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. Sorry. We'll come back to you. Prosper, what's the most heartbreaking moment you've had?
There are 3 big heartbreaking.
I just want you to pick one.
As an Arsenal fan, you should be used to heartbreaks. But it's the one they call a night in Baku. The Europa League final, Chelsea, Arsenal. That game would forever be in my mind. That game would never make me forget Unai Emery. That game would never make me forget Peter Cech. That game it's traumatizing for a Nigerian Arsenal fan. It's actually traumatizing.
H2O. How about you?
I don't really have heartbreaks in football because I've lowered my expectation over the years.
Yeah, as a Man United fan, it's necessary.
But at least when United were still at the peak of their Ferguson days, there was one game that I think I almost cried. I couldn't even eat because back then where I lived, when they wanted to play this final, it was a case of you were seeing rallies all around. I'm talking about the game of Manchester United versus Barcelona. That final. the first one, not the second one. The one Messi did the impossible header against the third
that was Rome.
That was Rome.
Yeah.
That even Ferguson
2009.
was, he was trembling on his seat because I felt like having a world-class player in Cristiano Ronaldo as a then against Messi. I think that was one of the reasons why I don't really watch Messi. Because to me, I just know he's good. I don't need to watch him.
You have suffered an heartbreaking moment from him. Sponsored by Lionel Messi.
That game is...
That's your most heartbreaking moment. What about you, Abezi?
I think it was the night at Old Trafford, a Champions League match sponsored by Haji Ruben. Actually, I get not eating before watching the match.
So you had to fast after the game.
Serious fasting. I couldn't eat. I was looking my swallow, at least staring at it like this. I couldn't eat.
You had high expectations for the game.
Seriously,
You
because we won the first leg. I think we won it.
Yeah, I think so.
Back to when you lose our injury. It was the second leg. I think it missed the match.
I'm not so certain
I'm not so
about
certain
the game.
about it, so I can't give you an accurate.
Yes, he was injured. That was that same season. He was dragging the ISO squad with Didier Drogba. So it was. I think he missed the match. But that particular moment, Ajaroben, and I knew once they get that goal, we've been eliminated.
And those are one of those players that you know what they are going to do, but you can't stop it.
This is what he was doing that night. I was crying because we won the first leg. Was it 1-0?
I think we won the first.
We won the first leg. So they came to Old Trafford 3-2. Despite winning, I think 3-0. 2-0.
I think we are up.
First half. Valencia scored and one more. I think Nani. I've forgotten. But that night I can't eat. I was just
It was torture.
Let me just give you guys an honorable mention. My most heartbreaking moments was the 7-2 defeat to Aston Villa. as a Liverpool fan, that's so very, very heartbreaking considering we had these big players on the pitch, the so-called world-class players. We had no excuse to lose the game. It was just like a miracle. At least after the game, Jurgen Klopp had to meet Dean Smith, the then Aston Villa coach. He said, "Wow." That was the only thing Jurgen Klopp would say. Wow. So that's so very, very heartbreaking. Let me just ask you guys real quick. I want you to tell me a player that doesn't look his age. We have a lot of footballers, but there are some people you looked at them like, wow, you're really 23. Wow, you're really 28. Tell us those players that doesn't really look their age.
I actually love this question because I saw one this morning. This Cameroon Abubakar just clocked 32. So I said, wow.
I think Abubakar should be around 60 something.
I said, wow.
What about you?
I would go for Lucas Vazquez. The day I found out Vazquez is older than Casemiro. Yeah, Vazquez is older than Casemiro. You can check that.
He looks
so young. He looks 24 and at the same time, he has been there for ages.
I thought he was age weight with Asensio.
Yeah, I felt that too at the point. But recently I found out Vazquez is actually older than Casemiro and I was like, wow.
Wow, really? Wow. What about you, H2?
I think to me, I have a list of players I just want to quickly, just go through. We have the likes of Lingard, the young Manchester United player, youngster. I think we have Ander Herrera. Ander Herrera looks young for a person at 30-something years of age. We have Son. Of course, Son looks young. For a person
he doesn't age.
He doesn't age, maybe Japanese type of spirit. Then we have Rooney. For someone that is 7 months younger than Ronaldo, I think.
It looks like someone in the late 80s.
Ronaldo even said it himself.
Then there's I think it's Diego Costa. 25.
Let me give you an honorable mention. Brian Mbeumo is 24.
Yes.
Yeah, Brian Mbeumo is 24 and Eberechi Eze of Crystal Palace is 25.
Those are football.
What about you?
Former ex-Ajax player, Klaassen. Klaassen.
Yeah,
that's
that was 23 when he was
yes. 23. That's
a very good mention.
I was like, this guy.
Klaassen, yeah, that's a good mention.
Same as Ajeruben.
Yeah, Ajeruben always looked old.
He looks old right from start.
Right from the beginning.
I think I will go for Thiago Alcantara. Thiago is having this white hair already. He's having this grey hair on his head. When you see him, you look at him like, is this old, like the likes of Xavi and Hernandez? You know, he keeps aging. I don't know, maybe
it might be due to stress and all those kind of things.
I don't understand for him. But we'll come back to that question for some other day. And if you're watching the podcast, do not forget to tap the subscribe button to give us a subscribe, and make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms as well. And I want to ask you, there are a lot of flop this season, but some people in one way or the other, they escape the media scrutiny. They go under the radar. I want you to tell me the flop no one is talking about. Abezi, a flop this season that nobody's talking about. People are kind of running away from the arguments. We are not ready for that conversation yet.
To me, I think Nicholas Jackson.
No, I would stand in place of Nicolas Jackson, but it would be for an episode coming up, so we'll watch out for that also. But you can go on with your agenda.
Yes.
But I feel Jackson gets too much stick than for what he's doing. Actually, he's getting too much hate. For I don't know how to if you look at Chelsea without Jackson so far, they've been struggling. That connection at that final. They have always been struggling. But I feel like Jackson does not get enough credit. Like
bro, I want you to know something. He's not going to get any credit, because the main purpose of we signing you is for you to put the ball at the back of the net.
Was he ever a great goal?
So even if you
was never a great goal scorer.
It's not about.
They all tagged him Didier Drogba region. So we all had
I'll come back with my point and I'll come back for you.
H2, who are you taking? A flop no one is talking about.
I don't really have much players in my head. A flop no one is talking about. I don't really have a player dead. I don't really have a player I can actually pinpoint.
Okay.
Except if I want to go with players that have been at the club,
Okay, let me give you some time to think about it. We'll come to Prosper. Who's that flop that no one is talking
Someone everyone has forgotten, Manuel Ugarte.
Manuel Ugarte of PSG.
Yeah, he had this big expectation and he went to PSG and it's just Manuel Ugarte has not been. The few times I've watched PSG so far this season, he has not been that guy.
I think I got my man already.
Rafael Leao. He has been performing below par.
He has been behaving like Rashford.
Recently.
I call him Rashford Leao.
H3, who would you say?
I don't even have to run around or beat around the bush. Robert Lewandowski.
Wow.
The Polish Mikel Antonio.
Yes.
Wow.
Michael Antonio.
That's coming from a Barcelona fan.
That's a big flop.
The Polish Michael Antonio.
Yes. It has been a very big flop.
Yeah.
Robert Lewandowski has gone from Robert Lewandowski to
Robert Richarlison.
There's one guy that went from Bayelsa United to the Libya League. Has went from Robert Lewandowski to Robert Mizo. So I don't even have to argue.
I think for me, I will just go for Kvaratskhelia.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
Kvaratskhelia. There is this hype around the guy. The new Maradona, the king of stepovers, king of dribbling, blah blah blah. I was just like, come on, it's just a season.
Give him time.
This season, the guy has returned back to the normal Kvaratskhelia. Kwara from Kwara.
He has gone back to Kwara State.
So guys, I want you to tell me the biggest myth in football that you have ever heard. There are a lot of times that you hear some things in football and you'll be like, really? I want you to tell us the myths that you have ever heard in football. There are a lot of myths that, okay, this also player probably he can't play have a season, he can't do this, he can't do that. There are a lot of myths. So I want you to tell us. I will start with Prosper Westman.
The biggest myth, I think this is a story every Nigerian home as a young child had. The 99 one. The 99 one story. For those who don't know, growing up, there was this story of the reason why India was banned from playing football has been because they had a match with Nigeria.
Okparaji.
Yeah, they had a match with Nigeria and they won Nigeria 99-1. And the only person that scored that one goal lost his life during the game. Yeah, Okparaji, what was his name?
Yeah.
So that was why FIFA banned Indian from playing football. That's one of that's one story.
That's a very good one. H2O, let me ask you.
I think I will go with there's this saying that Pele's and I think Pele's goal came during a time where there were no offside. It sounds so funny.
It sounds funny.
Why would you? Well,
That's
left to them.
that's a lame myth.